everyone, welcome back to the channel, JLF Services. Ed Joey here, and we are going to show you how to replace a HYDROBOOST on the braking system of a 2022 Ram diesel. This one's on a 5500 to be specific. The process is the same between 2500 and 5500s and whatnot. This one we're changing it, not that it's not working, it's working fine, but it leaks. They have a weep hole on the bottom of them, and that weep hole is just like on a water pump. When the shaft seal starts going bad, it starts leaking power steering fluid out, and obviously makes a pretty good mess. I will say I ordered mine through Mopar. It was about $400 cheaper than ordering it through the Ram dealer, so that's always something to think of. We'll put the part number and stuff in the description and a link of where you can get it. But anyways, let's dive into this thing. Green dot, that's your HYDROBOOST. That's what we're replacing. And then as you can also tell, based off this, that the battery is in the way. This cross member right here is in the way. So we're going to pull this cross member, we're going to pull the battery out of the way. That'll open up room here. Then it's got 4 bolts on the inside with a few hoses out here, or a few tubes out here that are connected for your braking and your power steering. And then we've got a plug for the brakes itself. So that is all that there is on the exterior side of disconnecting the master cylinder and the HYDROBOOST. Now we got to move to the interior. On the interior we have 4 mounting nuts. We also have a pin and a retaining clip on the pin for the rod that connects the brake pedal to the HYDROBOOST. When you put the new one in, make sure you do not remove the rod from the new one when you're installing it. Otherwise you got to replace the whole HYDROBOOST again. So let's go on the inside. Right there, that's your HYDROBOOST. There's your 2, 3, 4 mounting nuts, and then your retaining pin. It's real hard to see on this thing, but we'll see what we can do about getting you to it. All right, so your retaining pin is up here above your brake switch where the rod connects to the pedal, so you got to remove that too. Alright, so as you can see, we have both of them sitting here. This is the new one, here's the old one, master cylinder. We're going to swap them over. All it takes is a 9/16. You'll need a ratchet wrench for the top one. You can get the bottom one with a wobble socket and slide the master cylinder off. Then we'll take our steering hoses off, swap them over to here, and go from there. and now it's ready. Now we're ready for install and whatnot, so we'll get it put back in, get all the stuff hooked back up, mounted back up. Alright, so the reason we were changing it out, this is the bottom of your HYDROBOOST. It has this weep hole right here, and because of that weep hole, it leaks whenever this shaft seal starts going out. Once it goes out and starts leaking power steering fluid through the system, it leaks out of there just like a water pump does. But that's the reason we were changing it. The new one has one as well. So it's just a early warning sign, kind of like the water pump, saying, hey, got a leak in here and it's time to change a HYDROBOOST. Once it's in, we're going to put the mounting bolts on the inside, hook up the shaft, come back out, hook up the interior, we'll come back out, hook up the exterior of it all, and go from there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and finish connecting the outside. We're going to start with your vent hose back here that goes down here, then we'll work on the steering lines. When you're doing your steering lines, I did not express it, but both of them have seals. Even back here when you transfer them over, they got seals. Check your seals. If you got new seals, go ahead and replace them. These are all good, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put them all back together. But we'll go ahead and get that vent hose on, then we'll get the steering lines on, then we'll get the brake lines on, and we'll go from there. So we'll get to it. Alright, one of the things I like to do is when you do something like this and you remove the master cylinder and drain it completely out, I like to leave the lines loose just a little bit where I can tighten them up, snug them up pretty quick by hand. But I leave them loose with the cap off. Now, it calls for DOT3. You can use DOT4. They're both glycol based, so you can mix them without any issues. DOT4 has a higher boiling point, but when mixed, it's still going to boil at the lower level of DOT3. So it's not going to hurt anything if you mix it. But I sit here and add some to it. Just an easy way to make sure you get air bubbles out easier. And you sit here and snug it up. And once you see oil dripping out, pretty decent. Snug it up, tighten up your brake lines, make sure they're fairly snug, don't over tighten. Alright, so before we bleed brakes, we need to put our battery back in, get it to where we can start it. Once you get the bleeder cracked, hook your hose up, and you sit here and pump this up till you see no more air in your line. Once you see no more air in your line, you can tighten your bleeder up while it's still pulling some out. And then you can move to the next one. Alright everyone, so that is how you replace the HYDROBOOST and bleed the brakes on a Ram 45, 5500 2022 model. The part number I'm going to have in my description is for the 45 and 5500s. It will not work on the 3500s. The process to change them is pretty much identical. Part number is the only difference. If you got a Ram 4500 or 5500 and you need a HYDROBOOST, I'm going to add a link in the description that goes to my Amazon store. You can click there and buy it. You get it a lot cheaper than you would through the dealer, and it comes straight from Mopar. But if you got any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'll answer best I can. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. We got more videos like this coming in the future. And feel free to like and share the content. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll see y'all on the next one.